Welcome to Call of the Wild Tutorials, and today we're out here on the beautiful Virunga Savanna, and we are continuing our skill series, and today we are talking about the endurance skill. So the endurance skill is in our stalker tree, and when we go and we look at the details of it, it tells us that all that walking has to be good for something, right? Increase your endurance so that your heart rate rises slower when moving and falls faster when idle. So what I thought we would do to set up or to test this out today is we would just go for a run here on Virunga on the road. So I've chosen this kind of fairly straight stretch of road for us to be able to test it on. And we're going to see not just how far we can run with the perk off, and we're also going to, when the heart rate, goes up to red, we're going to immediately stop, and we're going to time how long it takes for it to fall back down to that resting position. So what do we mean by heart rate? Well, when we go and we look into our HUD here, we can see that there is our heart rate right there, and it'll keep going, and then it'll get faster, and eventually it'll just turn red, and then it'll keep beating red as long as we're running. And so we just want to make sure that we know, for example, how long it's going to take, and then how long it takes to drop off. So we've gone red, we come to a stop, we're going to see how long it takes before it finally goes back down to that steady resting position. So it looks like it's going to come down here just in a second or two, maybe it'll stop. And so there we go. So I have on my stopwatch that it's 13.8 seconds is how long it took from when we stopped to when it finally came back down to resting. So now we're going to fast travel back to the lodge, and we're going to see how far we ran, but then we're also going to pump that skill point in as well, and then we're going to do this all over again. So let's go back to our starting line. We have that beautiful music from Savannah, and now we're going to start. Let's put that skill point in, and then we're going to be able to test and see what the actual difference is in how far we can run and how quickly it comes down. So we can see we're 155 meters away, and we have that's our baseline. So we're 155 meters, and we have a baseline of 13.8 seconds that it took for our heart rate to come down. So why is this important? The endurance is important because you spend a lot of time moving around on the map. And so knowing kind of how far you could maybe sprint before your heart rate gets jacked right up is great. But also for when you go to shoulder the weapon and take that shot. So when you go and you take that breath, your heart rate starts going again. We want to know how far that, or how long it takes for that heart rate to settle back down so that we can take a shot. So we can see that our heart rate is pumping here pretty good. I don't think it's going to be too much longer before we're in the red. So there it goes, and now we're going to stop. And now we're going to time to see how long it takes, and it's settling down really quickly, actually. And there, now it's stopped. So it stopped with 8.8 seconds. So that's a difference of 5 seconds, and we're able to go 76 meters, let's call it 75. So that would mean that our total running distance was 231 meters or 230 meters. So we can see that the endurance perk actually helped out quite a bit. It took 5 seconds off that time for we could settle down, shoulder our weapon, take a shot. So I hope you found this useful. From Virunga Savanna, this is Call of the Wild Tutorials saying happy hunting.